My wife tells me that I got a problem with Jeeps. Well, at least they are Jeeps, you know, not drugs. She told me that drugs would be cheaper.
That's what they say.
Today, we are going to get my buddy Steve's 96 model XJ Jeep Cherokee, and it's got some issues, so we're gonna go hook up to the trailer. We're gonna go get it, and on the way there, we'll tell y'all what we're doing here. So, I've always tinkered around doing this and that, changing my own oil, brakes, you know, common stuff. Then I had my stepbrother's brother-in-law called me up, said, hey, I have a Jeep Wrangler and pretty sure the motor's locked up and I'm gonna buy a new motor. You think you'd have time to put it in? I was like, well, I mean, sure. So I tinkered on it after work for a while and got it running and got it back to him. And Steve here, he's like, man, you should, as much car shows that you watch, he said, we should be recording this. Just having fun, put it on YouTube, and if something comes of it, it comes of it. So here we are, not knowing an earthly thing what we're doing. We're gonna mess up along the way, I'm sure.
Yep.
But here we are, making a YouTube channel. A bunch of guys just working in the garage.
So,
Primarily gonna be on Jeeps, but like this truck here, it's the front body mounts underneath the cab here needs replaced. So we'll be doing that and just whatever comes about. So I'm being this is Big Sexy. And he loves that. So then we got Steven behind the camera right now. He don't know much about cars, so he'll just be the cameraman. I'm the wing nut, he's the lug nut, you're the acorn. Three nuts working on cars. That's gonna be our little journey with this YouTube channel. We're going to pick up Steven's Jeep Cherokee. It's an XJ96. It's making a noise that I've never heard of before. The motor sounds pretty strong. So I'm kind of thinking it might be the flywheel and the torque converter maybe. But didn't you say that it was like one of the gears wasn't working good or something? So I'm thinking it might be that torque converter might be going bad, and it sounds like something's clanging. But the motor's not, right, Ben? The motor don't seem weak.
the motor sounds strong, but
So
it's making a noise, and it wouldn't go in reverse the last time we had it running.
right. So the goal is to bring it back. I guess we'll pull the transmission off of it. See what that torque converter looks like, you know, check it out first. Maybe start the engine without the transmission on it, take the torque converter off, see if that cleans up the clanking and banging. And if so, then that'll tell us if it's possibly the torque converter or in the transmission. And I don't have no fancy scopes or hearing tools where you can mic it and do whatever they call it, where you listen to it. So we're just gonna go at this thing like we're just a bunch of hillbilly rednecks from East Tennessee in a garage, because that's what we are. You good?
Yeah, I think so. She's coming up. Ooh, honey.
There's a key slot in the side of the frame.
Oh, I can't see it on this side. That light's hitting me in the face.
Come up here and we'll show them this. Get you one of these little doohickey things if y'all have a winch on your trailer. This thing here is meant to slide right in there and it locks it in. Vehicles have them just randomly everywhere. Like right here's the one you could do the front. So what we're doing here now is I've got this hooked here. Got that hooked wrapped around, so if it ever does come loose, it ain't gonna bounce up because you got the tension on it. Go around it and then up. Now this one don't have the big hooks. You got your normal chain hook and your different keys here. We'll hook this in the other one. Pull the chain tight. Grab us a link here. Go one more if you can, Ben. Yeah. And then now what we do is as we pull it on in, the whole Jeep's tied down.
Well, this one's too loose.
Ain't going nowhere. We'll do right there. We ain't got far to go. Was that on the podcast? We was talking about going Bigfoot hunting during the day. And I said, I'm at work during the day. You won't see me out there.
She lined up all right.
Well, me.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Hell, is the key still in here, Ben?
Yes, sir.
Hopefully she starts. It's been a little while.
I got a jump box if it don't.
That battery is dead.
All right, so we had to jump it to get it off the trailer. And my little jump box I got, you have to push a button. It gives it like a 20-second or something time frame, and then it quits giving juice to actual start a motor. But we've got 3.5 volts on the battery, so, but like you said, it was a brand new battery, so we'll put a trickle charger on it, let it charge the battery back up so it starts under its own power, because as soon as that booster kicks off, I can't check the battery with the booster on it, because as soon as it kicks off, it obviously the motor dies. So we'll do that, and then we'll check the alternator that way, see if we're getting the right charge. It's down there. That's gonna be lovely to get to. We're gonna have to take we might be able to take the battery and battery tray out to get to it. It's right here below the air compressor. But yeah, why don't you start it? Well, we'll have to do that next time. We'll get this battery charged up, and we'll start it up, let it idle. When we pulled it off, it idled fine. The engine run fine, no clanking. It clanked there when you hit the starter. So I'm thinking it's somewhere right there on the flywheel, engaging the flywheel, because it clunked pretty bad there. Or, I mean, it could even be flywheels come loose, you know, and it's clanking, the bolts backed out a little bit, because it's obviously not off because it started. So, and then maybe the torque converter or something, it might have come loose a little bit and is banging in there. I've talked this Steven here into buying a body Jeep for parts. And you've got what? Two transmissions. Yeah, one come out of my Cherokee, which was a 95. It wouldn't go into my 98, so we threw it in the back of his.
Will it fit this?
Yeah, it should. So it's already in the back, so that means if it is the transmission, we don't even have to take it out off the other one. Now I don't know if that other motor will match up with this motor. I know like certain years won't go on the newer years. I think they started making them in like 83 or something. I think what it is the newer engine blocks have ports tapped in them for different sensors that the older ones never had. Right. So, I mean, obviously it's the same essential block. If you wanted to drill a hole, blow it apart, drill a hole, clean it out, tap it and all that, obviously you could, but, which we might do that on the channel here. I got a block sitting over here out of the 98 sitting there, had a cracked head. We might make a stroker out of that dude, but we'll see. Never tore into a motor. Hey, that's what we're here for. Here to learn while you guys laugh and watch all of our mistakes.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
So what we've done to the Jeep so far is, did you get you got a new electric fan, right?
You got a new fan.
New shroud.
New battery.
The new battery, which is dead. We got it trickle charging.
Tires.
Did you put this on?
No.
Tires, winch.
The bumpers.
Bumpers. The rack. I mean, all the cosmetic things you put on too.
Right.
But then we had
the power steering line hose that we did.
We did yeah, that's right. We did the
That's
power
one of
steering
them.
hose.
For some reason, your pitman arm was loose, so we tightened it up.
Sure did.
And what we need to do still, I've got the sway bar right here for you when you get the brackets and stuff for that.
We'll do that while it's here. I'll
Yeah.
that stuff while it's here.
Okay, and then we got, let's see, we want to clean up the wiring. You've got that light rack that we need to wire up. We got a new dash to put in it out of my 96 or 95.
CB.
Yeah, put a CB in it. Ooh, pretty headlights. All right, look at that. Yeah. Like you told me, I gotta talk to the camera.
You do gotta talk to the camera. I'm usually behind it, so you can just talk to me, but.
Right. So, but yeah, we got a lot of work to still do on this thing, obviously. Gotta get it running right first.
We gotta get him, he's gotta have some flares on these.
Yeah.
This is not good. This has gotta have something out here.
Well, in the state of Tennessee, that's completely legal.
Well, legal, I don't care about that, but just would look better.
You might want to put some flares on this thing. The ones that I would like to get, I can't remember the name. It starts with an N or something, but they're like $800 or something, maybe $1,200. It's something ridiculous. But they're fiberglass, and they're made to cut real high. They cut real high here up the fenders on both front and back. My wife tells me that I got a problem with Jeeps. Or I have a problem. I said, well, at least they are Jeeps. She said, you know, not drugs. She told me that drugs would be cheaper by this point.
But it's true.
It might be true, but teaching the boys something. Mm-hmm. I don't need to teach them to do drugs. There's enough of them people in the world already.
That's what they say. Teach your kids to love old cars or motorcycles, and they'll never have money for drugs.
They'll never. Yep. Well, guys, we're gonna call it a day for now. We're gonna let this battery charge a little bit. It's at 5% here, and we'll dig into this thing more on the next episode. So we'll see you next time.